Prince Philip was no stranger to tragedy. As a prince of Greece and Denmark, a military coup in 1922 forced his family to flee to Italy when he was just a baby. In the following years, his mother was institutionalized for a mental breakdown, later diagnosed as schizophrenia, and his father abandoned the family to live with his mistress. But even those challenging times could not prepare young Philip for the ultimate tragedy yet to come. His sister, Princess Cecilie, was the third of Prince Philip's siblings. Born in 1911 on the Greek royal family's estate in Totoi, Greece, she married George Donatus, hereditary Grand Duke of Hesse, in 1931, and they had 3 children. They both joined the Nazi Party in May 1937. As depicted on Netflix's The Crown, the princess was 8 months pregnant with her 4th child when she, her husband, his mother, their nanny, and 2 of their 3 children boarded a plane in Darmstadt, Germany on November 16, 1937, bound for London to attend the wedding of George's brother Prince Ludwig to Margaret Campbell Geddes. Sadly, the family never arrived. Unexpectedly, the pilot attempted to make an unplanned landing in Brussels, but it was covered in dense fog. When he instead tried to land at the similarly foggy Ostend airport, he crashed into a factory chimney that had been obscured by poor visibility. The plane broke apart and caught on fire when it hit the ground. There were no survivors. Princess Cecilie was only 26 years old at the time of her death. In the wreckage of the plane, they found the body of a newborn baby. Belgian investigators believe that Princess Cecilie gave birth to the baby during the flight, leading to speculation that the pilot was attempting to make an emergency landing after the princess went into labor unexpectedly. Due to the tragedy, the large wedding plans for November 20th were scrapped, and the next day, Prince Ludwig and Margaret were married in a private ceremony. The couple then collected the bodies of the princess and her family in Belgium and returned to Darmstadt. Prince Philip, along with the rest of his family, attended the funeral. Most royal watchers are familiar with the stiff upper lip mentality of British aristocracy, particularly in the case of Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip. Though the Queen was born into her life of propriety and duty to the crown above all else, Philip was nevertheless nearly as composed as Her Royal Highness. Though often given to a degree of social frankness that sometimes proved embarrassing to the crown, the public rarely knew how Prince Philip felt about anything. This is likely somewhat intentional. He is a royal, after all, but might also be attributed to those early tragedies he suffered. Though only a toddler when his family was forced to flee Greece, Philip must have grown up hearing the stories behind the tragedy and likely learned early on the value of staying under the radar. Given how frequently he was shuttled off to various countries and schools, he'd have had no choice but to adapt, even given life-altering tragedies like the death of Cecilie. As Vogue magazine notes, one especially heart-rending summation of his childhood misfortunes that Philip once gave his biographer was, "I just had to get on with it." You do. One does. As Prince Harry recently explained to James Corden, he's more comfortable with the Crown's approach to royal life than that of the notoriously vicious British tabloids.
They don't pretend to be news. It's fictional, but it's loosely based on the truth.
Princess Cecilie's death is a perfect example of the way the show manipulates the story and elides some of the real-life details in favor of more dramatic storylines. While the show got many key features of Cecilie's story right, including her pregnancy, in-flight birth, and death in the plane crash, it strayed from the truth when it came to Philip's role in his sister's death. In this case, he actually had no role, contrary to the event's depiction on The Crown. On the Netflix series, Philip's decision to not visit Cecilie meant that she boarded the flight that led to her death. In reality, a royal biographer is quoted in Vogue as reiterating that Cecilie was always going to attend the wedding and that Prince Philip had nothing to do with the accident at all. In the end, even circumstances as tragic as Cecilie's death and Philip's lonesome childhood still receive a bit of Hollywood embellishment. Still, as Philip might say, you just have to get on with it, as one does. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more grunge videos about the royal family are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.